Tony, Costa Rica.
Hi, everybody. Whew, what time is it? 2:01, not bad. I was all worried we were going to be super late. But we're on time. We're totally on time in Costa Rica vibes. Happy Sunday. What am I doing here? Trying to call up the old Facebook. Happy Sunday, fun day. Woo, talk about Sunday fun day. We're doing cookies today. No bake cookies. It is super warm out here. So we're not using the oven. Summertime in Canada, I remember never wanting to turn the oven on. Last night when I made dinner, I used the oven to broil some stuff, and I had 2 burners going on my stove. And I don't use air conditioning in my living area, like my living space, only my bedroom. And it was like 90 degrees. So it was a good reminder last night, like sometimes it's too hot to use the oven. So we're not using the oven today. Here we are live. Who's joining us? Madeline saying hello already. So cool. Love seeing people. Let me get my volume turned off. How do I see my comments? It's not working for me here. Please bear with me. Okay, as you guys are hopping on, please let me know where you're watching from. Love to know. There we go, now I can see. Mirka's watching from Finland. Kenneth just joined. Kenneth, want to say hi? Kenneth is joining us live. I'm not going to show you right now because he's got a bit of a mess of a t-shirt because, actually I have to show you, Kenneth, give me the phone. Very gently as to not make everyone dizzy. La la la. So, Kenneth has a bit of a mess on his shirt because we just finished singing Kenneth happy birthday because today's Kenneth's birthday.
Little challenge with the cake.
We had a little challenge with the cake. We tried to smash it in his face and it ended up on his shirt. Chocolate cake. There are worse.
New one, that's it.
Yeah, there's worse things in life, right, than having chocolate cake on your shirt.
Thank you.
And I said it was better in his shirt than on his face because we have to do Facebook Live.
Yes.
So, happy birthday, Kenneth.
Happy birthday.
We love you so much. How old are you today? 25, right?
25.
25. Amazing. So Sean just joined from Wales. Carrie's watching. Brody's watching. I'm going to hand the phone back here. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Everything you do, you're such a huge, huge help. We love you so much. We appreciate everything that you do for us here at Rythmia. I couldn't do it without you.
Thank you, Meg.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Otra vez. Who else do we got watching here? Carrie is saying happy birthday, Kenneth. Yeah, yeah. Carolyn is watching from Alberta, Canada. It must be, how was your weather out there in Alberta, Canada? I hear it's been pretty cold as of late. Brody Ritz is saying hello. Oh, hi, Brody. Nice to see you watching. Are you watching from Africa? Where are you watching from? Denise is watching, saying happy birthday, Kenneth, and hello, Meg.
Thank you, Denise.
Carol Burke says happy birthday, Kenneth.
Thank you, Carol.
Amazing. Okay, so if you watched last week, I shared the news that I am pregnant. If you didn't watch last week, surprise! I'm not very pregnant. I'm 14 weeks this week, which is super exciting. And I promised I would give weekly updates on the bump. Whether you guys want to see it or not, I'm gonna. So this is my little bump. Can you see it? Not much doing. Still not much. I expect it to pop in the next few weeks, as per my doctor's suggestion. But I can definitely feel a big difference. And I can feel a big difference. I was like, I breathe in now, my dresses are all too tight, and my pants don't fit, so I feel wonderful. And I'm super excited about all of the beautiful changes happening in my body. Oh yeah, I see we're on delay here. I can see myself. There's not really much of a bump there, but if you ask my blue jeans, they'll tell a different story. Minus 40 in Alberta with the wind chill. Oh, Carol, I'm sorry, sweetheart. That is tough. Brody's watching from Chad. Okay. Asan is watching. Oh my God, I missed you. I haven't seen you forever. He says he misses us too. So nice to see you, Asan. So you haven't been tuning in lately. You probably just heard that news for the first time that I am expecting. Chris is watching from Portland, Oregon, saying happy birthday, Kenneth. Oh my goodness. Who else? Sean Williams, Carol Burke, Kat. Happy birthday, Kenneth, from Kat.
Thank you, Kat.
I'm out of breath again. Even now I get out of breath when I'm excited. It's like this whole new cardio world. Okay, so why don't we start talking about what we're talking about? We're talking about no-bake cookies. And I was experimenting with, I didn't realize it until I started getting all the recipes ready that the majority of my recipes today include peanut butter. which I've been eating daily. That's, I mean, I always eat. Woo! Checking to see if my pot's warm. This is how I check quite often. I just put a bit of water in it. It was that, when it does that, I'm pretty sure it's warm. What was I saying? Peanut butter. I eat it every day. I ate it every day before I was pregnant. Thank God it's one of my favorite foods in the world, and I didn't get an aversion to it. There was lots of foods that I just full stop had to stop eating when I got pregnant because I just couldn't. It made me sick to think about, like chocolate. I haven't eaten chocolate since the beginning of December, and I used to eat a piece every night. But peanut butter, thank to the Lord, I love it still. And there's gonna be a lot of peanut butter in today's Facebook Live, but if you are allergic or don't like peanut butter, or you know, have issues with the whole mold mentality around peanut butter, you can sub in any of your favorite nut butters: almond butter, cashew butter, sun nut butter, whatever you want to do. But we're using peanut butter because we're gonna love it, and we get amazing fresh ground raw healthy all natural peanut butter here that we use at Rythmia. So this is warm enough, so that means I'm going to start with my first recipe here. We're going to do, I think, 4 recipes, but I'm going to show you in different stages because some stuff needs to get cooked and then cooled and So we're not using ovens, so there's no baking, but there is going to be some melting. So the first ingredient here, these are going to be some no-bake caramel macaroons. These are not plant-based. We are going to include some butter. So I've got some butter. I'm not going to use all of that. I think it's going to be a bit too much, so I'm going to just put in a spoon of that. These are desserts, my friend. So I'm not using, actually, there's no real sugar in any of these recipes but one. We're going to be using maple syrup and a bit of honey. But I've said many times, like, when it comes to desserts, I'm all about real desserts. I like doing, like, using a bit of sugar and using a bit of butter. I've done a lot of super healthy desserts that are low fat, low sugar, low taste, and they're just not satisfying. And I'm really, really appreciating that right now in my current state. So we're starting with some butter, and this is a really easy recipe. The next ingredient here are caramels. Like, these are just, you know, the caramel candies. They come in these little packages. You can get tons of different ones. These ones are a nice organic brand. But these are caramel. These are like melted sugar deliciousness. So we're going to put those in. This is one 11-ounce package, I think it was. And the idea is we're just going to melt these along with this butter. So yummy. And then I'm just going to put in about 3 tablespoons of milk. And you could use any kind of milk you want. You don't need to use cow's milk. You can use your coconut milk or almond milk or whatever. And then we're just going to let this melt as we get talking about some other recipes. Delicious. So just keep an eye on that as these melt down in the butter. The butter's gonna make like a nice little bath for it. Might as well put this last little one in there. Toss it in. Boom, bada boom, bada bing. I'm gonna put the lid on because that just helps retain the heat and let that happen a little bit quicker. Lisa's watching from Nashville, Tennessee. I do love Tennessee. I've spent a lot of time there recently. What did I miss here? Dun, dun, dun. George Bell. Hi, George. George is watching and saying happy birthday, Kenneth.
Thank you, George.
Carol Burke is watching, saying it's cold where she is. She wish she was with us. It's pretty hot here, I'll tell you. I am like on overload with the heat here. I'm not complaining. I am kind of complaining, but that's just my hormones talking. Brody is saying happy birthday, Kenneth. Satu is saying happy birthday, Kenneth.
Thank you.
And our son saying I love peanut butter sandwich. Me too. Peanut butter and jam on toast, or peanut butter banana fried in butter. Come on. Okay, so let's get on to the next recipe. I'm going to show you guys here real quick. It's a super, super simple way to make salted caramel. Now, typical easy way to make a salted caramel, like if we wanted to make our own caramels, like what we just showed you in that pot, a really easy recipe is like 1 can of condensed milk. So like an 11-ounce can of condensed milk. You know what condensed milk is? It's milk that's cooked down, evaporated with a sweetener, typically sugar. Combine that with like a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. Set it in a 8-inch pan lined with parchment paper and freeze it, and then just sea salt it so you get like this salted sweet caramel. Really easy recipe for salted caramel. What I wanted to do today was to give you guys a vegan option. So what I did is I went ahead and checked this out. Give me a spoon. Can you pass me a spoon, darling? I went ahead and made, this was a first time attempt, but we made in the kitchen. My staff looked at me, it was crazy, but look at this. This is condensed, evaporated coconut milk. And it worked. So this is 1 can, like this, of full fat classic coconut milk. that I boiled, and then I brought it to a boil, and then I just brought it down to a simmer, and I just let it condense so it came nice and thick. And then I stirred in a half a cup of honey. So that's not vegan, I guess it's dairy free. You could substitute maple syrup, and then it would be a vegan version. So a half a cup to the 1 can, and then once I got it all combined, I took it off the heat and let it sit. And look, it looks just like condensed milk. So what we're gonna do here is we just mix this 1 can condensed with a half a cup of nut butter. Again, substitute peanut butter for whatever you want. Set it in an 8-inch square pan, and with the magic of television, because this has been in the freezer, dun 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 dun. Salted caramel toffee goodness. I don't know if this had time to set, and I didn't bring a knife, did I? Do we have a knife?
Knife.
A butter knife? We don't. We'll just stick a spoon in there. I'll take another spoon, Kenneth. Because it's probably not even set. Almost set. I didn't take a lot because I'm trying to watch my massive amounts of sugar right now. My mom just told me that gestational diabetes is a family thing, so I'm just being careful. Isn't that delicious? Mm-hmm. Tastes just like a salted caramel. Mm. So good. So easy, guys. And then you just let this set in the freezer, and then you chop it up and serve it cold. You can see can you see all the big chunks of salt that I've got on there? So it's like the salted caramel. So good. So delicious. So that is recipe number 1 and done. And I really just wanted to show you guys that, to show you how you can make your own condensed milk, because there's a lot of recipes that call for condensed milk, but you might not want to use the dairy, you might not want to use it because typically the sugar that's in, I'm out of breath, the sugar that's in these condensed milks is not the best kind. So you can make your own using coconut milk and any liquid sweetener that you want. I'm sure it might even work with like a coconut sugar or something like that's not liquid. It'll probably work the same. So experiment, you guys. Super, super fun. Whew, okay. Angel's watching from Vancouver, and she's going to see us here on the 22nd of February. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Asan is saying happy birthday, Kenneth.
Okay.
And he says you do a great job, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Agree, 100%. Carlos, hey, from London, Ontario. So good to see you, Carlo. Jax is watching. Tama just joined. Brody's saying, did I miss something? My stream froze and you were already eating. Hey, we work fast around here, Brody. What did we make? We just made, real quick, I just explained how to make salted caramel. Super easy. Oops, did I let that burn? Maybe. Not burn, it just smells, what do we call that? It's like browned butter. I got a little distracted. But it doesn't smell burnt, it just smells caramelized, so that's okay. Yummers. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off the heat for now. Look at that, and just let that cool down a bit and reincorporate all of the chunks. That sounds kind of annoying, metal on metal. And you know what's funny is I'm leaning over the counter here, and it's like, I'm thinking this isn't going to be very good. I can't do this for long because my fat belly is pressing up against the counter. How am I going to do this when I'm 8 months pregnant? And I'm 2 feet away from the counter. Oh, the challenges. Okay, so that is 1 and done. Susie just joined us. Jax is saying out of breath, do more breath work. I know. Tammy's saying hello to both you and I, Kenneth. Okay, so I guess we can move on we're gonna move on to, okay, so this is phase 1. This caramel that we just made is phase 1 of one recipe. This is gonna be of our unbaked macaroons. So that's gonna be fun. We'll leave that as it is. And we're gonna move on to phase 1 of another recipe, our no-bake peanut butter balls. Peanut butter balls. So I'm just grabbing a clean bowl here. And the filling of this is really, really easy. It's not vegan. You could make it vegan if you wanted to. We're not gonna go crazy about it. But the base is, you named it, you got it, peanut butter. So I don't know how much this is. A half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. The beauty of these no-bake recipes is you don't really have to be so stingy and, you know, a stickler about weighing things. Because it's not the same science behind baking where you need to have like your baking soda to your baking powder and your salt and all that stuff. So peanut butter, a little bit of butter. You could sub in your vegan butter substitutes. You know, there's a million of them out there now. I've talked about that in the past, about 3 tablespoons, more or less. I'm using regular butter. If you can get some really good grass-fed, delicious, you could try ghee. Ghee might even work. So putting those 2 in together, and then this is where the real sugar comes in. I'm using icing sugar. Now, if you watched, what was it, last week or the week before, I showed you how to make your own icing sugar out of regular sugar. Really easy, just throw your regular sugar in a high-powered blender with a little bit of cornstarch, and that will help powder it up and not make it all stick together. So you could do that, and you could make your own using coconut sugar or, you know, organic cane sugar, whatever you want to use. We use organic raw cane sugar here. Sugar cane grows here native to Costa Rica, so I like to use it because it's a local ingredient. And then it's just a matter of I'm mixing this peanut butter and butter in with all of this beautifully powdered sugar. It's kind of chunky. I should have probably strained it, but pure vita. There's worse things than a big old chunk of sugar in your mouth. Much like there's worse things than chocolate cake smashed all over your shirt or face, right, Kenneth?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna get in here with some rubber gloves. Yeah. There's not enough opportunities for me to wear rubber gloves in life, so I do it when I can. I don't know what that means. I'm not being creepy, I promise. My mom is watching. Hello, Terry Pearson. She says, better late than never. Mom, I just appreciate you coming out and supporting Kenneth and I in our crazy endeavors. It's Kenneth's birthday, Mom. Mm-hmm. My partner in crime here at Rythmia, so we're celebrating Kenneth today. He had a chocolate cake smashed on his chest by my amazing staff. So now I'm just using my hands because these are the best tools out there. So peanut butter, butter, and icing sugar. It's going to make the easiest, simplest cookie dough you've ever seen. Look at that. Oh, and it smells divine. When I was getting all my ingredients ready for my Facebook Live today, my staff were laughing in the kitchen. They're like, Chef, sugar, peanut butter, butter, chocolate. They're like, this isn't the healthiest group of recipes you've ever done, is it? I'm like, nope. They're like, these recipes are for your baby, aren't they? I was like, maybe. My baby loves peanut butter. As does me. As does me. Okay, so look at that. So I got a perfect dough. I didn't use all the sugar. I had a feeling that we had enough in there. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the dough. I'm going to roll it into balls. They don't need to be perfect. Actually, I'm going to add a bit more. Did you hear that? It just squeaked. I add a bit more because I feel like it was still a little bit too wet because I want it to form firm balls. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going there. Susie saying, happy birthday, Kenneth.
Thank you, Susie, and Mama Pearson, thank you.
I love that I'm reading out all of Kenneth's happy birthdays, whereas he's doing the camera for this, so he can see all the comments that come up, can't you? But I have to announce it. I like the interactive part of these Facebook Lives, so I'm trying to be more proactive with it. Because I feel bad when I go back and I watch the live. I don't watch the whole thing because I don't like watching myself, but when I go back to just check on the video and everything, I feel bad how many people talk to me sometimes when I'm doing these and I don't answer, so I'm going to try to be more proactive with that. Okay, so I feel like we might be a little bit better off this time, yeah. So it's a little bit firmer now. I can roll it into some balls. They don't have to be perfect because I'm all about rustic. So a little ball, and I'm just going to plop it over onto my cooking sheet over here. And you can make big as balls as big as you want. I'm going to do just a few of these. Dun, dun, dun. This might actually be too big of a tray. I might need to actually, Kenneth, have you grab me one of those plates. Because I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. So you can pass me one of those? We're going to actually swap this big thing out. I want to be able to put this into my little mini fridge under here. So I'm going to do a few of these. One more. Because now what we're going to do is I'm just going to stick these in the refrigerator. One more. And let them just harden up a little bit before we get to the next step of this. Am I confusing you yet? Am I just bouncing all over the place with all these recipes? Okay. Hey, bada boom, bada bing. Save this for later. We'll finish that up. Oh, I have an apron. Let's put that on, shall we? All right. This feels better. I feel more protected from myself. in my messy way, so I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. Oops. Let those harden up a little bit. And we're gonna get back to this caramel. So this was just, what was it again? It was the caramels melted down with some butter and some milk. And I'm gonna dump it into this bowl. Just a big bowl, because I'm gonna be mixing this with other ingredients, and I just feel like this pot's gonna be too tiny. The sticky caramel deliciousness into that bowl. Oh goodness, I'm so out of breath, it's crazy. Okay, so to this, what am I gonna add? I have all these ingredients and I'm like, I don't remember what I'm doing here. I wrote it down. Okay, just coconut. I got about 4 cups here of raw organic shredded coconut. So I'm gonna put in, I'm not gonna go with the whole shebang just yet, because I want this caramel to be able to coat it so it's a nice sticky, but not too sticky, macaroon dough. And because this caramel's been off the heat, it's already starting to stiffen up, so you gotta kind of act fast. A little bit more. I don't think I had exactly an 11-ounce bag of caramels melted in here, because I'm pretty sure my staff was eating them as I asked them to peel them. So I think they were doing like, okay, peel 2 candies for Meg and 1 for me type of thing. Not often is there candy stuff like this in the kitchen here at Rythmia. So they were helping themselves, which is fine. Because like I said, this whole no-bake dessert stuff is not a science. Can you pass me another spoon, Kenneth? I'm running out of breath, Hugo, and I'm just stirring. It's ridiculous. Oh, God. Okay. This is so funny. I'm actually running out of breath just stirring this. Insane. Okay. I could get in here with my hands, my plastic gloves. That would probably be helpful, but I'm not gonna try to get. Once you take plastic gloves off and try to put them back on, it's kind of a shit show. I'm gonna say it. It's a shit show. So I'm just mashing it in, trying to get as much of this dried coconut sticky as possible. What do you think, Kenneth? Does that look delicious?
I'm waiting for it.
Kenneth's like, I'm having nothing but dessert for lunch today because it's my birthday. You're gonna have all of this peanut butter chocolate caramel deliciousness, and then you're gonna have chocolate cake. Life is short, eat dessert first is my motto. All right, so this is as far as we're gonna go, because what we're gonna do next is gonna take a deep breath. Then we're gonna grab my brand new ice cream scoop. I just bought this last night for this Facebook Live specifically. Give it a little rinse. Not too concerned about it. This is one of those. And then we're just gonna start scooping. I'm gonna scoop. We're gonna pack it in. It's nice and sticky. It's still a little bit warm. And then, whoops, look at that. This is all there is to it, my friends. You could just leave it at that. But I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Look at these. This is like the perfect texture. So take a mental note, guys. This is the consistency because it's perfect for it to stick together. And as this caramel comes down to room temperature in the refrigerator, actually, once it chills, it's gonna just firm up just like those caramels were to begin with. So it'd be a nice texture. It's not gonna fall apart. These are rather large. This was the smallest ice cream scoop I could get. Preferably you should go a little bit smaller because these are gonna be like sweet sugar bombs. It's already starting. This is a workout for my thumb now because it's already starting to firm up. So I'm gonna have to go through and do. You could just roll this into balls too, but when it comes to macaroons, anything coconut macaroon, I like this typical igloo shape. It's actually really hard. Kind of crazy. This one's a little bit wonky. Let's see. Let's go for one more, and then maybe we're just gonna have to roll the rest because it's already starting to firm up. Yeah. Whew. Okay, so there's 6 really pretty ones for the photo op. And then for the rest, we're just gonna roll them in balls. I'm gonna do it now because...
The first one was the fancy one with tools, and the second one is with the best tool ever you have.
Exactly, our natural tools. And they're still gonna look pretty, especially because we're not finished yet. There's another whole phase coming up. And you know what, I'm just gonna do one more of these and then we're gonna move on. What time are we at? I can't tell. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Time is an illusion. I'm gonna rinse my coconutty hands. Doc says I never had dessert at Rythmia. Then you remember, oh yeah, we gave you birthday cake when you were here. You had dessert. Huh. Linda says, hey Meg from Utah, I miss all of your yummy food. Hey Linda, so good to see you. I love that you've got a picture of you when you were a baby as your profile picture. That's so good. Something we talk about here at Rythmia. Hola!
Hello.
Hello! A couple of our amazing kitchen staff have come to check things out. Okay, so the next phase of this, we've got our amazing macaroons. Not to be confused with macarons. And then we add melted chocolate. This is just my favorite dark chocolate. You've seen me do it a million times before if you've forgotten. I took a pot with some water in it, put my metal bowl on top, let the chocolate melt down over a nice gentle heat. You never want to put chocolate on direct heat because it will typically burn, so doing it over a pot of warm water is the best. Okay, so then we've got these amazing stir sticks tools, and then we're just gonna make some chocolate deliciousness on top. Delicious, huh?
Yeah.
Chocolate caramel macaroons. Now we could dip half of it fully, and that would be pretty yummy too, but I'm just gonna do this because these are already sweet bombs. So yummy. Riquissimo. It'd be good with like a little drizzle of white chocolate in one direction, dark chocolate in the other. What do you think, Kenneth?
Nice.
Can you get behind this? Whee! All of a sudden I have 3 of my kitchen staff here hanging around waiting for the chocolate. So that's gonna go right there. A bada boom, bada bing. So that's done. So we put this in the refrigerator and let it set, but we're not gonna do it just yet. You guys want to come back in about 7 minutes?
Okay.
Okay. And I'll have things for you to sample. Pero necesito aquí.
7 minutos.
7 minutos. Joanne Donkers, my Aunt Joanne just joined us. Okay, we have one last recipe real quick that I want to show you, and we need to do a little bit of prep before we get there. We need to make some flours. So, coconut flour is what we need to make. So I've got my coconut flour here. I need about 5 tablespoons coconut flour. So you know how we do it here at Rythmia, we just put it in our high-powered blender. Dun, dun, dun. And we blend, just to break it down into a fine powder. Coconut flour is super expensive and hard to get here in bulk, so I make my own. That'll do. So in one bowl, I'm gonna use this bowl. I'm gonna start mixing it's the same idea with baking. You mix your wet and then you mix your dry. So I'm gonna mix my dry here first. So I need about 5 tablespoons of this. Will you pass me a spoon, Kenneth? So 5 tablespoons of my freshly made coconut flour. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I only needed 5. Eurovita. And then almond flour. So this is, again, we made this ourselves. It's not super fine. We just put almonds into our Vitamix. This is not science, so we're not too concerned about it. And a bit of salt. I love sweet with my salty, so I like to add quite a bit. So there's my dry. A little bit chunky bits of almond. I'm just mashing those down. Because if you're making your own almond butter in the Vitamix, just be careful. You can all of a sudden go a little bit too far and you end up with these little bits that have started to almost become the first stages of an almond butter. So you just got to be careful about that. So I'm just breaking up those bits. Not going to be a big deal. It's not like a big bite of baking soda or something like that. If you found one of these in your dessert, it's just sweet almond. So there's my dry. Then I'm going to mix my wet. What am I going to use to mix my wet? This is a pretty, I'm just going to do it in this little bowl because it's not a lot. So I got almond butter here. Vanilla. Just going to put in a tiny bit of vanilla. coconut oil, and some sweetener. I'm going to use maple syrup today. So I got this organic Canadian maple syrup, and that's going to be my sweetening agent. Delicious. Then I'm just going to gently mix that all together. This is a great one because if you buy the flours, then you actually don't have to use any machines at all. It's just mixing in a bowl. So you buy your coconut flour pre-done. You can buy your almond flour. If you live in North America, they're pretty easy to find. And then it's just a matter of mixing our wet with our dry. So there's our dry. Dropping my wet. This is a really dense dessert. It's a lot of nuts, but it's delicious. Dun, 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 dun. Like so. It's a little bit moist still, so I'm gonna add just I got my coconut flour. I'm just gonna add a bit more of that in. Because of the maple syrup, I added quite a bit of maple syrup. I think that's added. And I'm not measuring things, let's be real. I'm just eyeballing this stuff, so it's all about getting it to the right texture. I'm gonna go a tiny bit more. That's all she wrote, my friends. This is gonna have to be good. Okay, so what I would normally do next is I would put this into a cake pan, much like I did the salt and caramels, that lined with parchment, but we don't have any parchment paper right now, so what I'm gonna do, where did my chafing go? I had the little chafing. Did the kitchen take it? No, I had it's right here. Right in front of my face. So I need this. And I don't have parchment, I don't have paper, so another little trick you can do, if you don't have any sort of non-stick helping aid, you can do, I just like to put a little bit of powdered sugar. Excuse me. Just coconut, like powdered sugar, cacao powder, anything like that. You lie it down as a base coat kind of thing, and it will act like a little bit of a non-stick substance, at least on the bottom. So I'm going to try that here today. Just like that. And this is just packaged powdered sugar. And then I'm going to take this almond coconut cookie base, and I'm just going to dump it in here. Like so. And I'm going to take the back of my spoon, and I'm just going to use half this pan because we don't need to go too crazy with it. What do you think, Kenneth? Does that look delicious?
Yummy, yummy.
Now, normally what I would do next is I would put this in the refrigerator and let it set till it's nice and hard. But in the essence of time, as in we don't have any. And I could have made this ahead of time and shown you guys and had one ready, but I like to do things live. So, what am I going to do? Because I need to do a next step on this process. So I'm thinking on my feet here. Thinking on my feet. Thinking on my feet. You know what I need is I need a bit of tin foil. Come with me. Come on with me. I'm just going to walk to the kitchen. I forgot some stuff, so we're just going to the kitchen. People enjoying lunch. Again, Sunday, people checking in, checking out. I'm just going to talk to my kitchen for a second. Hola. Hola.
Hola.
Yo necesito un poquito de aluminio, por favor. Tal vez un pies como eso. So they're busy working on getting shit ready already for dinner. Lunch is served until about 3 o'clock on Sundays. Dinner starts at 6, so they are getting ready already to be ready for the dinner that will be happening for buffet. Friday, Saturday, Sunday we do buffet, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Muchísimas gracias. So they're already working hard on that. But we got everything we need here. Isn't that a great, annoying sound? So this is what I'm going to use to fancy up, MacGyver up, as they say, a fourth wall to my squares here. So all I'm doing is going to fold this up to make a somewhat thick piece. that is somewhat firm. And look at that, I'm just gonna put it in. See what I'm doing there? And this is gonna be my fourth wall. And I'm just cozying it up real firm against that almond butter. See what I did there? Ingenious, not so ingenious, but functional. So I'm just gonna make sure that there's a nice proper seal there. Perfect. A little bit extra weight there. Because nothing would be complete as far as nut butter, peanut butter, almond butter without a chocolate glaze. So this is just, again, your favorite dark chocolate. We're gonna go super thick. Oh, look at that. Bada boom, bada bing. What do you think, Kenneth? Unfortunately, this will not be ready for eating for a while, but we'll set that in the freezer.
But
let it set. And Kenneth will wait. And this dark chocolate, I didn't add any coconut oil or anything in it because I want it to firm up like super hard, like chocolate bar hard. So then we just set that in the refrigerator. And then we're good to go. Da, 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 da. So one more thing that we need to do. Perfect. So the next phase for these guys is we just need to get them chocolatized. Toothpick, peanut butter ball, they're still pretty soft. So this actually might not work. And I just put these in here. Hallelujah. Maybe a couple of forks will do the trick, or a spoon, yeah. These, if I'd given myself more time to let these set up, they'd be firm enough that holding the toothpick would work. Chocolate peanut butter, a little bit of peanuts. Come on, what do you think, Kenneth? Can you get behind that? Can you enjoy that? I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Like so. Let me take these off for now. And then we're going to clean this. Let's make a pretty plate, shall we? I'm gonna grab one of my super pretty caramel macaroons. What do you think? Maybe a piece of this. Gooiness. It's almost setting, it's almost firmed up. Kenneth's sitting here licking his lips, nodding, saying, hell yeah. Little chocolate prettiness. Look at that. Maybe a little condensed coconut milk drizzle. Oh, come on. Come on. What else do I got here? Rainbow sprinkles, because we might as well, right? More rainbow sprinkles. I mean, this is where the lessons end, and now we're just having fun. These are my special donut making rainbow sprinkles. Oh my god, I'm having way too much fun with this. And then I have some fun. I think this is actually for scrapbooking, but I don't care. Come on. And then we sing happy birthday to you, Kenneth. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday! Did you have any idea that I was making this for you? I'm sure you did.
Thank you.
Happy healthy birthday to you.
Woo! Thank you, Meg.
Oh, so there we go. Come on. There's Kenneth's birthday sweet dessert. I got chocolate on my laptop. That's always a sign of a good Facebook Live. Kyle is watching. Lorena's saying happy birthday, Kenneth. Claudia's saying happy birthday, Kenneth.
Thank
Sinful
you,
Masterpieces, says Susie. Oh my goodness. So much fun. Always such a pleasure cooking with you guys. What time is it? Let's see here. 2:41. Therefore, right on time. Oh! Huh. Go figure. I was just checking to see what next week's topic, and next week the topic of our Facebook Live is chocolate lovers rejoice. So we're doing chocolate next week again. This will say was peanut butter caramel. Next Sunday is going to be chocolate. I'm guessing I decided to do that when I made plans because it's going to be the week, I think, of Valentine's Day. So we'll be doing some sinful Valentine's Day treats. So guys, so much fun having you. As always, we're going to let Kenneth go and eat his chocolate cake and his caramel peanut butter desserts. And I'm going to take a break because I'm out of breath. Love you guys. See you guys next week. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for Dr. Jeff's talk. I don't remember what time it is, but you can check the events page on the Rythmia Facebook page. Love you so much. Have a beautiful week. Happy Sunday Fun Day, and happy birthday, Kenneth!
Thank you all. Happy birthday to me.